All right, so show me what you got here. What do we got next?
All right, we're gonna make our coleslaw for the ribs.
Okay.
All ribs need a little bit of coleslaw.
Uh-huh.
So basically gonna just use some mayonnaise, some green mustard, some pineapples crushed.
Mayonnaise and pineapple? You're probably wondering what the heck is going on here. Trust me, it works, so please hang in there, okay?
And then, unfortunately, I have the bought cabbage, even though I have some grown in my garden, but, you know, time is of the essence, so we're gonna use the stuff that I bought today.
All right.
And first I'm gonna add the mayonnaise in there. I'm gonna add the green mustard right after that, mix that around together, make sure it doesn't, so when I add the pineapple, it doesn't coagulate or anything like that.
Okay.
So.
All right, let's do it.
And then I'm gonna.
All right.
So I usually just.
So you're eyeballing it. You're not even.
Eyeballing it.
Okay. I think a lot of people wind up getting very hung up in terms for recipes that are just like, well, how much? Some of the things you do have to eyeball, particularly when you're doing things in volume.
All right.
Okay.
So we got the mayonnaise in there. Now we're just gonna add the mustard.
Okay.
I like the grainy mustard just for the kind of a little bit of a spice and the texture.
Okay. Sounds good.
Get that going like that.
All right, so you want me to dump in the dump that in, okay.
And then you can mix that in there.
So it's a little bit of dump and stir. We won't tell anybody. Okay.
You'd be amazed at how well the pineapple works in this 4-ingredient coleslaw. Usually you don't go back for seconds on coleslaw, but in this case, I actually did.
Okay. So now, this is where this becomes useless, and this is where you use the best tool of all, which are your hands.
That's right.
So, particularly for salads, if you're doing things like tuna fish, sometimes just use your hands and get in there and get dirty. So the coleslaw is all set.
Yep.
So we're just gonna put it in the fridge and just kind of let it set and have the flavors let them marry together, I guess, a bit.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they'll be ready right about the time the ribs are.
I'm getting hungry already.
I am too.
Good.
Given the early frost, Jesse had a bumper crop of tomatoes that remained green before they could ripen. That means it's time to make fried green tomatoes.
You're probably scratching your head. We're talking about fried green tomatoes in Vermont. Now, I know that's a southern thing, but you, sir, not only do you grow all this stuff, then you cook it. Usually you have a bumper crop, you have all these green tomatoes that are kind of harder. So what do you do with them?
You're looking at it.
There you go. So show me how you make fried green tomatoes, my friend.
Sure. So first I'm going to take and make a little egg wash. Use a little Dijon mustard. So I'll crack them in the bowl.
Okay. So that's the kind of, you're shooting for the fine Dijon as opposed to the coarse stuff from before. Okay.
Yeah, just for a little extra flavor.
Okay.
That's what I would do my chicken Dijonnaise with, if I'm going to bread my chickens.
Okay. A little emulsification action going on in there.
That's right.
Okay. Beautiful.
So, and I got the panko breadcrumbs here. I like to personally add a little bit of Parmesan cheese.
Why not?
Exactly.
It's kind of like bacon. You
It
just
is.
throw that stuff
Add it to
on everything
anything.
that I can. Okay.
So then we're gonna, and so the reason I love the green tomatoes, the fried green tomatoes, because in Vermont, our growing season starts in June 1st, say, maybe June 15th.
That's kind of late, isn't it?
It's pretty late.
Okay.
And especially in this valley that we're living in here. And then it ends really fast. We have already had our first frost probably 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's right.
And it wiped out a lot of my tomato plants that you saw at the garden.
Okay.
So for me, it's great to be able to use them here. And sometimes, they don't look the prettiest.
Oh, look at that.
And there's one. Then there's an example right there. So we probably won't use that one.
Okay, let's go for the small guy.
That's right.
So how thick do you like to go? Oh, look at that. That's pretty.
It is pretty, isn't it? It's almost a peace sign. I like to go about that thick.
Okay.
Just because I'm going to bake them also for a little while, just to make it crispy at the end.
Okay.
Breadcrumbs make them a little crispier.
Sure.
So then we take our tomato, throw it in the egg wash.
Now the key thing here is that you're using one hand, making sure that you don't get the dreaded club hand.
Yeah.
Where if you dip your hand each time you go back and forth, you're going to wind up having something that looks like a mitten. So that's ill-advised.
Yeah.
All right, so we get my hands dirty and try not to get the dreaded club hand.
That's right.
Keep
That side.
There we go. Basically. Good.
Yep.
So what are we going to do? We're going to fry them up in the pan and then bake them?
And yeah, I actually put them on the flat top over there and then get them golden brown on both sides, keep them on a flat pan like this, and I'm going to finish them off in the oven for a couple minutes so they get nice and toasty.
So why are we talking? Let's cook it.
All right,
Let's do it.
After a quick fry on the flat top, onto the sheet pan they go for some extra cooking time in the oven. Fried green tomatoes can be a real treat. Tune in next time on Food Biker when we finish up our dinner prep, meet a few of the rally riders, and enjoy some of those delicious ribs. Food Biker is a part of This Complete Breakfast.